Okay, so today we're going to install a light bar, a very cheap light bar, on the Suzuki King Cloud 400. So this is a night light, and as you can see, like, it came pretty beat up. This is brand new off of Amazon. Night. How do you do it? Like that. And how is it? The light? The light? Maybe it's not light. Well, either way, ignore the mess. It's a big mess. Alright, so the stuff we have to do, I built, well, let me start from the beginning. So when I got it, I needed to make a mount so that it'll fit on the front. That is this guy. I saved you the process of building this. This is just a piece of bed frame, like for a regular twin bed. If you ever see this stuff, grab it. I drilled some holes in it, painted it. Obviously, you can see how good the paint job is. It's going to rust. I probably will take this back off and repaint it at some point. I don't have any black paint with me today, so we're going to do everything else. We're going to run the wires, which is pretty simple. This wiring harness that I got has a hookup for 2 light bars. Even if I don't like this light bar, this thing was like 32 bucks, $30, I don't know, something like that. It'll still have the wiring harness run already. This wiring harness can handle 180 watts. So I can always swap that out in the future. When I got it, these things, they weren't drilled out all the way. You can see some of that remnants in there. This one I drilled out a little bit because you couldn't get the bolt through. It came with, obviously not the razor blade, it came with these. Supposed to go under here. I'm actually going to repurpose these. I'm probably going to cut this piece of rubber off and put the this bottom part in between this and the frame on the front of the quad. So that's that. So I'm probably just going to put these little rubber pieces underneath here so it sits flatter on here, because this basically goes like this. That goes there, and these 2 holes are what mount up there. There's, I don't know if you can see from here, but there's 8 holes already in that front part. We're using the front 2. So that's the plan with this. So I want to wire it. I think we're going to wire it before we actually install it. I also came with this switch in the wiring harness. We're not actually using that switch, which means if you look at this, we're going to be cutting out one of these wires over here. I believe it is the ground wire we're going to be leaving out, because I think you have to send power to the relay to turn it on. That's my guess. So we'll figure that out when we get there. The switch that I got is a handlebar switch. Now, my handlebars don't have a whole lot of room left. I was thinking maybe here, and I think we've ended up, I think I tried all these places, and it's going to be probably somewhere right in there. So, yeah, so let's start running the wires. We got to take the seat off like we did last time. We're going to have to take this off probably. We might actually do the other side. When we did the winch install, we had to take this one off. So let's start working out and see where we go. I think I'm going to put this on first. It's real easy. It's got, you take those 2 Phillips head screws out, you put it on there, and you put them back on. That's basically it. And like I said, even if this is blocked by this, like right there, it's not a huge deal, because you're just, it's a light bar. You're just going to be turning it on and off. You can always reach in there and hit it off. Originally, I was going to hook it up to this, so it would be, when you had the high beams on, it would turn on the light bar. I decided against that just because I don't want to mess with the original wiring harness at all, and like, this thing's still warranted, so I don't really want to do that. So I decided, worst case, we'll go with a little switch. I do have some concerns about this switch. If you look in there, if it gets a lot of crap and water and stuff in there, you might have some issues. We'll see. We'll see what the longevity is. I mean, it's like $6, I think, something, 4, 5, 6, something like that. So you'll see this. This will be linked below. The light will be linked below, and the wiring harness will be linked below. This kit for the light, it was so cheap. it seems pretty bright. I tried it out on one of the batteries. I don't think it's going to be a long-living light. Let's put it that way. If I were you, I may go with a slightly more expensive one. This is really just to make it so I have a little bit more light when I'm plowing. That's about it. So, I don't know. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so this is the switch that came with it. Professional editing lights, blah, blah, blah. Alright, I know we're going to have to get in here. So let's take this cover off. You just pull up on the handle in the back. We're going to have to get to the battery, which should be fun. I'm just wondering. There's a couple little covers on things there. Maybe I can hook into over there. Whatever. We'll get there when we get there. So, take a switch. Take out the 2 screws in the back. Try not to lose them. You're going to need zip ties too. Okay, so I'm not a huge fan of the position of this, but it doesn't matter. It's just 2 screws on the back. You tighten them down, that's that. I can't do it up here unless I were to take all this off, and it's not worth it to me. Not for a light, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to leave it right there. We'll leave it in the off position. We're going to have to hook this up, so we're going to leave this out for right now. Because if I push that down, there won't be enough wire here. So we're going to have to pull the wire up through here, hook everything up. I think I'm going to heat shrink and actually solder these directly on. Could be a mistake. But, I don't know. That's functional. That's all I care about for right now. I think in the future, I may drill a hole here and put the other thing in. But I'm going to wait until my warranty is up before I do any real modifications. I'm sure it doesn't matter. Look at the wiring harness. These are to the lights, and this is what has to go all the way to the front. We're going to have to cap off 2 of these. And we'll see when we get to that point which ones. And this, we got to find a place for this little relay box. Maybe right. I don't know if there is. That's going to probably be in the way. But this needs to go to the ground. We may just tuck this off to the side for now because it doesn't actually matter. And your power. So power goes here. We're going to have to take this off. I want to see if I can get that relay to click so that I know. Alright, so the white one is the one that goes to, technically. This is the one that should trigger the relay. Yeah, so you need positive off of the switch. So what's going to end up happening is it doesn't matter which wire you use off of this. It's entirely up to you. I'm just going to do it for the sake of argument. This wire goes to the positive as well. So that's it. So you're going to do 1 wire off of here, goes to the battery from the switch. The other wire off the battery goes right into the relay, which seems to be fine. So, and then you basically just run your wire to the front, which is this one, and you have to just hook this up directly to the battery. So, this is a good place to put this. You don't have a whole lot of room here, so let's look at this. So I'm going to be running everything to this side. So let's take this side panel off. Okay, so let's do this side instead. So So we now know the other side, the exhaust system runs through it, so you don't really want to put stuff on that side. And I'm looking for a good place to put these, maybe right here right now. So we've taken this off in the past. No big deal. Pull these pins out. You can give it a yank. I'm going to pull the pins out completely, put them back together. This one's a screw one. And screw it until it comes out far enough where you can pull it. It pops out. This one's another pull one. And then we have to take this one. Try not to lose it again. And this one. And then I think that's it. And sort of pull up on this. And the whole thing comes out. Put that over there. Take a second drink. Okay, so our wires need to follow basically where this thing went when we did it last time. So we're going to pull them through under here. And I'm thinking this stays back here. We need the white wire to go all the way to the front, but at the same time we need the red wire to come all the way back. So let's pull. See if we can get these two up to the front first. Might be easier to put down. You may have to push something through and then. This one, these two are going to the same place, which is our switch. This one needs to have enough length to get to the battery. So that's about as far as this one can go. There's going to be some extra of the white one, I think. We'll just throw this stuff up out of the way. Then we need to run the main one, which will be a little harder because it's split here. We should be able to push it through. No big deal. Okay, so lengthwise should be good here. Not to cross any battery leads while we're waiting. So the one that goes to the front, I think I'm just going to push through it. Remember, all this stuff needs to be zip tied. See, what's funny is, lengthwise, this doesn't have enough with this end. I almost think I should just cut these off, but we'll see. I think I'm going to heat shrink the end of these so we can't touch anything, and then I'm just going to wrap it with electrical tape. So now I'm just going to try to get this through the front somehow. I can feel it. You just got to avoid the fans. And this is out. I just basically went above everything. I'm going to just double check that it's not going to interfere with anything. And then we are going to go and find the hole in the front. move it down like that. We're going to do that differently. And I'll give you a quick rundown on how I did this in a minute. Okay, so that's there. I'm going to have to bundle this guy up. Get some heat shrink. So, let me do that real quick. I'm going to heat shrink this and wrap it up so it doesn't touch anything. Personally, I would have liked this better if there wasn't this, because from lengthwise, there isn't enough here for that to get to the front. If you look, it's going to end up right here every time. Okay, so I wrapped that all up. It's all taped. I heat shrink the ends so that way they won't ever touch anything. And now we need to figure out how to get these up. This one should be more fun because it's trying to come out here. I'm going to use this ground wire that we're not going to need. I'm going to just send that down and pull up these wires. So, we got that down. We're going to attach this to this. Pull these up through. Ta-da. Okay, so we can unwrap both of these now. Figure out how I wrap this one. So, we're going to take these wires. It doesn't matter which one's which here. We are going to, I'm going to cut these and I'm going to solder these together and put some heat shrink on them. And that'll give us our switch. Okay, so I cut off the ends on the switch. I'm going to cut off these ends. And we are going to wire this guy up. I'm going to use my little battery powered soldering iron. I'll show you in a second. Hopefully, oh well, I'll put the heat shrink on here first. I got smaller heat shrink. I want to put that on here instead of wasting it. The big stuff isn't going to do anything. Now, I'm hoping the solder sticks these wires because this really looks like aluminum wiring. I'm going to find out. So my soldering iron runs off a jump pack. It's just one of these little guys, but you can set the temperature and everything. I love this thing. It's the best thing ever. Looks like it worked okay. So I'm going to unplug this guy, let it cool down. Okay. Heat your shrink wrap. So if you were doing this kit with the regular switch, you don't need to do any of this step. This is me just not wanting to use their switch. And the reason that their switch has a ground wire too is because it lights up. I don't need that. You'll know if the light's on. Okay, so now everything's good. Give it a good tug. Make sure it's alright. We gotta pull this down and make sure it doesn't get in the way of anything. So what I'm gonna actually do, I'm gonna pull this off right here. And I'm gonna zip tie that to there. I do zip ties. Okay, so now we can zip tie all of our wires up out of the way. I should clip off the excess. That's good enough there. Alright. Now, let's pretty up this mess. If you wanted to, you could cut out some of this. I don't see the point personally. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave the slack here. We're going to have to pull this stuff out of the way when we need to get into the air box. No big deal. Plan is to put that there, attach the ground. Because these have holes in them, you don't have to unscrew anything all the way, just a little bit. We're going to hook these directly to the battery. The battery terminal is right here, and as you know if you've watched the other videos, we put the winch on this, so the winch is already hooked up directly to the battery. So I'm just going to loosen this a little bit. Pop these guys under the connection because they have a hole in the thing, so they'll be fine. I really don't like putting so many accessories on the battery, but it should be fine too. A light bar. I don't really plan on adding anything else to this. So I'm going to put your cover back over there. This guy, wish would have fit down here, but it doesn't. So let's see. Not the prettiest thing, but I just want this stuff out of the way. I really don't want this power wire running right against the ground now. Yeah, that'll be a little better, I think. Stuff is going to get in the way when you do the battery and things like that, but easily pulled out of the way. Not the prettiest thing I've ever done, but it's going to work fine. I put this back. This fuse keeps getting in the way of everything. What I'm going to do in the future when the warranty runs out, like if I needed to take some of this stuff out, I could. In the future when the warranty runs out, I'm going to relocate that. Probably I'm just going to drill a hole in the body and screw it down. You can hear the relay clicking. That means it's working. Okay, so real quick before I close all this up, the wires, I tucked them down a little bit more, but the wires just run up. You can see my other two. These are the power wires for the winch. It comes up through here, and it goes up, follows the inside of this, and then it runs around over there and up to there. Like I said, this isn't the prettiest thing I've ever done, but it works. Yeah, so I mean, these are fuel lines and everything, so just be wary, you know, don't poke anything in here, all of that, and you'll be all right. And on the other side is all exhaust system, so you really don't want to go that way. This is the gas tank, so don't drill into anything, don't do anything stupid. But yeah, so next is installing the light bar. Oh, and when I ran the wires up for the light bar, you can see it's this guy right here. I went above the fan. Make sure you don't interfere with the fan. The fan is down right there. I know it's gonna be hard to see, but it's straight back there. So just run them up and over, sort of. This is that wire, the one with all the electrical tape. I just have those other connections covered. It goes up, pops up right here, and then you just reach up through, and you could pop it through the hole right here. My bar is attaching right here, so we're going to do that right now. Alright, so let's just make sure this works. Okay. Yeah, that works. That's pretty freaking bright. There's a little bit of wiggle room here. I'm not sure which side this is going on. If it's going this way. We're being flipped yet. We'll figure that out in a few minutes. Yeah, that'll do. Alright. I'll show you how bright it is afterwards. But my guess is, I think I'm just going to wrap this. And I'm going to pull the wire back through. Which may or may not work. There's a lot of slack here, that's all. This is up to you. I know electrical tape gets really sticky, so the next time I come in here it's going to be a mess, but I'm going to do this for just because I think I should, because everything under this gets wet. Like everything. The entire thing gets wet, so if I can, I think I want to mount it this way, so let's see. That'll work. Okay. So let's just put that out of the way for now. And let's work on the mount. What I want to do first, I'm going to put this stuff down. Try not to lose all this here. So, the kit comes with everything except for the bolts I need to mount this to the bar. And like I said, I want to use these pads. These pads are actually meant for these feet, but I don't need them here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a razor blade, I'm going to cut this little lump off, if it's even necessary. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. We're going to cut that off, and then we're going to, I'm going to attach it with these little bolts I found. These are something I had, none of this is from the kit, and these are just going to go through there. And then, you know, they just barely fit, but it's not like this thing's going to be taking a huge beating. So, let me see what size this is. Yeah, it's a 10, so I gotta get a 10 for underneath. Okay. Not the prettiest thing, but these guys go on here. Let's see, these aren't perfectly straight or anything. And then these go under here. However, I feel like doing it, like that. Trying to keep the bar from getting all scratched up. Because once it scratches, it rusts and yada yada. Okay, so we're going to drop, hopefully these are long enough with the rubber there to get through. Looks like they're going to be just long enough. Down, but I want to get this guy started. Alright, now I should be able to tighten both sides down. Other side. Like I said, this bar I built, it didn't come with the kit. It's just a piece of bed frame. Okay, so that's that. So now we want to, oh, I forgot these go this way. So these little pieces of rubber aren't really going to do anything. They're just there because, like I said, I cut them off the other piece. What I'm going to do is I'm going to loosely put these on. These are the long bolts that come with this. So loosely, we're going to throw these on here. You can actually, you have to build your own support unless you want it to drill holes somewhere in here, which like I said I don't want to do. So. The kit comes with 2 block washers. They're supposed to go in these. And I do think normally you're supposed to put these mounts the opposite way I'm using them, but it has knurling on both sides. So I'm doing it this way because I didn't want this bar longer than what it is. So you can do whatever you want, and I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second. And get this almost all the way up. Okay, so when you look here, let's see if we can get you closer. when you look here, you see that this has this and little knurling. I think that's the right word. And there's some on this side. That's why I think you can use it either way. I'm using it without the little edge that goes in here because I wanted this to be shorter, because if I did it the other way, these posts would have had to come out this much further on either side. And I was like, yeah, let's just make it smaller so it doesn't get in the way of anything else. Okay, so like I said, I'm doing this loose because I'm going to be putting the light in while this is loose. That's my plan, at least. We'll see how well this goes. This could be a fatal flaw in my design. But I should be able to paint these from the other side, so crossing our fingers. So I'm leaving it a little loose now. The light should fit in without any issue. On the sides. I'm just going to line it up right. Not tightening anything down yet. Lightly get these started. Because what I have to do is I have to get these other mounts tight first. Which is going to be easier said than done, I'm sure. Wish those were a little bit shorter, but it works. Okay, so now we can tighten the light down where we want it. And this is adjustable, so if you want to change it, you can. Don't go too crazy tightening this. You pull your wire down. If you wanted to put another zip tie on your wire, you could. I'm going to just look where it goes. Yeah, I'm going to have to. I'm going to zip tie it to this bar under here. Alright, so the wire is out of the way. Wow. I'll light it up. Looks good. So I still got to put that side panel on. So here's the regular lights. No, that does it justice. This looks bright. So that's low beams, high beams, low beams, high beams, and then you have ridiculous. Alright, I'm gonna real quick turn out the lights for a minute. Alright, so there's low beams, high beams, and turn that off. And here's that. Turn the lights on and off. Barely, you can see it on the outside edge. Doesn't do a whole lot. So, for nighttime stuff, this should be pretty good. Cool. We still got a few more things to do. We got to button this up and put our seat back on. I think we're done. So let's kick this guy off. Make sure that's off. Alright, let's set the side panel back on. goes that way. So when you put it back in, just be careful to get it to line up with everything. What am I doing wrong? Okay, so then there's these clips up here. You gotta sort of lift them up and pop them in. From there. That. See a little weird here. That has to go like that. So this one, this corner sort of goes under and over. So you gotta just make sure you put it in the right place. And just remember, one with the screw, throw it completely underneath and lose it forever. Well, the screw goes right here. This one goes. All the other ones are the same. You just gotta make sure they go in all the way. And then push them in. There you go. If you have a little trouble with those, don't force them. They, if they're not going in easy, it means you're doing something wrong. Throw the seat back on. Make sure nothing's in the way. That's it for today. It's raining like crazy. I would like to get some shots of this in the dark, but it's supposed to rain for the next couple days, so I'd rather not get soaking wet. Alright, so that's it for today. I won't really say if this guy's worth buying or not. I will link it below. I mean, it's bright for an ATV for 30 bucks. I think it's a good deal. My question is it going to last any kind of time? I don't know. So we'll cross that bridge when the time comes. If I have any issues with it, I'll let you know. If not, we'll mess around with it for the winter, and then I will let you know how I like it. Yeah, so I think I'm pretty good now for snow season. I was thinking about a rear light, but we're gonna have crap up there on the back, so I don't think there's any point. So I think this thing's good for now. We'll be plowing with it. We'll see how we like it. Hopefully it has enough power. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.